Modern life constantly exposes you to people who seem ahead of you. And it's not just your friends or coworkers either. It's seemingly millions of people, all of whom have it better than you. You open Instagram and see entrepreneurs in Dubai driving around in Lambos. You check YouTube and see 23-year-old kids making $50,000 a month. You browse LinkedIn and someone announces a promotion every 6 minutes. All of this noise out there creates the illusion that everyone else is farther ahead than you and has it better than you. The thing is, after enough exposure to all of this, your brain starts treating extraordinary outcomes as normal. Naturally, in comparison, your life looks pretty lackluster. Now, this line of thinking is super easy to fall into, but it's a trap, and it's a pretty deadly one, because if you subscribe to it, you'll never actually take meaningful action to build the life you want to build, because what's the point if you're so far behind? But guys, this is such a poor way to think, because in reality, many successful people have spent years feeling lost. Many confident people you see online are faking it until they make it. And the overnight success stories you see don't share the years of work behind the scenes that made everything possible. And so guys, if you're feeling kind of chronically stuck and feeling behind in life, but you want to get ahead, then this is the video for you. And that's because today I'm sharing actionable steps and realistic steps you can take to actually begin moving towards your goal and to build the sort of life that you want to build. Now, some of these are small steps that you can start honestly in the next couple of minutes, while other ones are more meaningful steps that will compound into even larger results for you. I'm super excited for this one. You don't want to miss it. Let's get to it. And really guys, the first piece of advice here I have, it's nothing revolutionary, but it's really to start stacking small wins for yourself when you're feeling behind, you're feeling a little bit lost, and you want to just get some wins on the board. Now, I think when people feel stuck in life, they often feel like they have to make some dramatic, crazy change in their life to actually move forwards. I know I'm guilty of this. I think I need a new job, a new relationship, a new city. I have to go halfway across the world. I start getting kind of restless and I start worrying a little bit, and I think that I need some massive revolutionary change in my life. But the thing is, usually what moves the needle for people and usually what gets them back on track are small improvements, small changes in daily habits, small changes in their thinking patterns that are consistent. And really, it's these small moments of discipline and these small wins that you stack up and gradually build momentum into more meaningful change. And when you're feeling overwhelmed, you can truly start out so small. And guys, some of these changes and small little wins will actually make a massive difference over time. This could look like going to bed at the same time every night. It could mean drinking water and stretching in the morning. You could try cooking basic meals instead of ordering takeout. You could take 10 minutes to clean your apartment, or you could take 10 minutes to call a friend once a week. You could try walking to the grocery store instead of driving there. And you could read for 10 minutes before bed instead of doom scrolling. Now again, these habits might sound insultingly simple, but if you just implement a few of them and you stay consistent, these kinds of small wins compound over time. Guys, they make you feel so much better, so much more productive, and like you're not constantly falling behind. And one more thing I'll say on this topic, the whole sense of agency and autonomy you get by doing these and by consistently winning also matters, because you're proving to yourself that you're capable and you can stick to new things and you can build positive habits and momentum in your life. So don't discount that fact either. Okay guys, now a second thing you must absolutely do when you're feeling kind of stuck and lost and a little bit behind is to default to saving money, and I'll explain why. Now really, one of the first reasons and the most basic reason is that when your expenses outpace your income, you will always feel behind. You even see this with high earning professions like doctors and lawyers. And when you're living paycheck to paycheck, no amount of keeping up with the Joneses will bring happiness or fulfillment. But more importantly, when you start saving money, you're actually building up the capacity for you to take action. And this is a lesson that took a very long time for me to learn, but I actually learned it as a digital nomad when I was traveling around the world. The thing is, when you have a couple of months of living expenses saved up in the bank somewhere, you're buying financial security, but you're also building the capacity for you to make changes in your life, or for you to take risks, and for you to try something new. And so as an example of myself in my life, when I was just out of school, I landed a $40,000 Canadian salary job at a marketing agency in my college town. Honestly, the job was making me miserable. It really wasn't engaging, and there was no room for upward promotion or growth. So it was going to be stuck kind of in that salary range for at least the next couple of years. I ended up saving some money, and after a couple of months at that job, I figured, you know what, I'm gonna go all in on freelance writing because that was one of my side hustles. I booked a one-way flight to Colombia. I went there with a friend. I tried the whole digital nomad thing, and it was that couple of months of savings and that cash cushion that let me take that risk to quit my job and try something for myself. And the funny thing is, with that risk, within 6 months, my income from writing and blogging had actually surpassed my old salary. And in the next couple of years, I ended up writing for Forbes. I ended up building a blogging business that I sold after making over $1 million. But again, it was that little cushion of savings that actually enabled me to take a risk and gave me the capacity to take risk. Now, on that note, as a digital nomad, I've met so many people over the years who, again, they want to start a business, they want to travel, they want to mix up their life a little bit, but again, they can't because they're financially strapped and chained to where they're living. And so if you are feeling stuck, if you're feeling a bit lost, again, I encourage you to default to finding ways to save money and build up a little bit of a cushion for yourself. And if you're wondering how to do this, I'll actually link a guide down below that shares some proven steps to boosting your monthly income and boosting your savings that you can check out to get started. Okay guys, now a third thing that's really important when you're feeling lost, you're feeling anxious, you don't really know where you're going, is to learn something new and to reignite that sense of curiosity that we honestly have when we're children, but we tend to lose as we get older and kind of really lose quite rapidly once we enter the job market and adulthood. And really one of the worst parts about feeling stuck in life is that every day starts feeling the exact same. You wake up, you go to work, you doom scroll, you sleep, repeat. Days blur together, weeks disappear, and your life looks like it's playing on an endless loop that makes you miserable. I've been in periods of my life like this, and time just flashes by in an instant, and you look back on the months and the years that pass, and you kind of wonder and scratch your head like, what have I done in all of this time? It's honestly an awful feeling, and I think it contributes a lot to people's anxiety and why they feel stuck and feel behind. But I found one of the fastest and easiest ways to break this cycle is to just do something new. And guys, this doesn't have to even relate to making money or productivity. You can genuinely do something new and random that's just new for your routine, new for you, something to shake up the daily cycle so not every single day is the exact same. Now recently I'm in Cape Town right now, so I've been hiking a ton, I've been meeting a bunch of different people, and I've actually started boxing recently and have a boxing coach here now, and it's been really fun. It's really humbling to be absolutely terrible at something again, but what I found is that the more new things I do every week and the more I mix up my routine and I try new things, the happier I am and the less stuck and anxious I feel. So again, I encourage you guys to try new hobbies, check out different events going on in your city, walk a different way to work or walk a different way to the grocery store. Even small changes, when they disrupt your regular routine, can make a massive positive difference. Okay guys, and a fourth tip you can use when you're feeling stuck, you're feeling behind, and you don't know what to do is to try and find your ikigai, or your reason for being. Now, ikigai is a Japanese concept that roughly means the reason for being. And it's a very powerful concept, and typically it relates to 4 elements: finding what you love, finding what the world needs, finding what you're good at, and finding what you can get paid for. And really there's an element of ikigai that kind of emphasizes finding the beauty and joyfulness in small, mundane, everyday actions. Now in the Western world, we'd probably call this gratefulness, but I think there's an element of ikigai that's a little bit more intentional, especially when it comes to being grateful and happy truly in the most mundane, routine aspects of life. And so I encourage you to stay off of your phone in the morning and to give this thing a try. It might sound a bit silly, but when you actually try to be a bit more mindful and grateful about the things around you, I feel like it makes a positive difference on your outlook and how you approach the day. You can take notice of how your coffee machine gurgles and smells when you flip it on. Watch how the sun hits the leaves of that tree in your backyard slightly differently each morning. Spend a few minutes talking with someone at the dinner table instead of scrolling, and be present for the conversation. Again, it might sound silly, but honestly, I feel like stress evaporates from your body when you start doing this, when you take a moment to just exhale and to look at things around you and to be a bit more present, a bit more mindful, and a little bit more grateful. Okay guys, and a 5th tip you can try involves changing your environment and again, mixing up the world around you so not every single day is the exact same. And in my life, I found that sometimes feeling behind has a lot less to do with your actual routine or the projects you're working on, and kind of just feeling in a rut because of the different social situations and environments you're exposed to. Certain places, routines, and social circles slowly drain people without them realizing, but you actually feel the drain physically after enough time passes and your ideas lose their sharpness. Every day begins looking the exact same. Your conversations are repetitive, you stop meeting new people, and bit by bit, your worldview and sense of adventure shrink. If this resonates and if this is something you're kind of feeling, then honestly, a change of scenery can make a massive difference in your outlook and how you feel about life in general. This is actually one of the main reasons I became a digital nomad. I had spent a bunch of years doing my degree. I was then working in my college town, and I had this itch, like I wanted to see parts of the world. I wanted to see different cultures. I wanted to try working online, and the thought of just working 9 to 5 and coming back to the same apartment every single day for the next 30 or 40 years just kind of freaked me out and made me make a massive change for myself. Now I'm basically a full-time nomad now. I think I've taken it a little bit too far one direction, but I'm not saying you have to do the same thing. And even small changes in scenery can make a massive difference. Sometimes it's as simple as working from a new coffee shop or joining a gym you've been thinking about joining. You could rearrange your apartment, you could try driving a new way home, or you could even travel somewhere unfamiliar, even if it's just a couple hours away. Honestly guys, I think we become so stagnant when we stay in the exact same environment, so even a small change or a small adventure here can really make a positive difference. Okay guys, and the sixth and final tip I wanted to share before wrapping up this video is to kind of encourage you not to quit playing the comparison game we all tend to play with other people and the world around us, but to kind of reframe it and approach it a bit differently instead. Now, you've probably heard the saying, comparison is the thief of joy, and I think when people say this, they're right, but I also think it's pretty disingenuous and kind of missing the point. The comparison game we play when we compare our social status and our standing in life to other people is hardwired into our DNA. It is impossible for us not to do because it is just a defense mechanism. It's how people basically view threats and realize if something is a threat or not. It's how we gauge competition. It's just something humans are so quickly able to do in terms of the world around them. It's not something you're going to stop overnight. It's not a flip that you can just switch on and off. But where we've lost the plot completely is playing the comparison game with people on social media, because these are curated depictions of life and they're actually not real life at all. I used to do this all the time when I looked at bloggers and YouTubers who were making way more money than me. I would feel so behind and like I didn't have the knowledge to succeed or keep my businesses running profitably. Eventually, I realized that comparing my business and life to theirs was useful, but only in terms of reverse engineering some of the things they had that I wanted. I learned to separate the fancy cars, watches, and social media flexing that was going on from the actual business models. And instead, I focused on tactics they were using to scale their traffic, which offers they were monetizing, how they built out funnels, and the other stuff that actually matters. In other words, when you're playing the comparison game with people and you're starting to feel really behind, try to take a step back and reflect on the things that actually matter to you and your life. The reality is that we can actually learn so much valuable information by studying people who are further ahead than us in life or who are at a different life stage than us that we want to get to as well. But you don't have to beat yourself up along the process, and you don't have to look at social media and look at the fancy cars or the exotic locations people are living in and treat this as proof that you're somehow failing or you're somehow destined to never be happy. And really, one more thing I'll say here in terms of the comparison game, you can also ask yourself, what would your teenage self say if they were looking at you right now? I think oftentimes we play the comparison game with people who are way farther ahead than us, and it makes us feel really bad. But if you take a moment and reflect on where you came from, I bet you'd be pretty impressed. I know I was when I started doing that, and you might find that you've actually built a life that your teenage self or childhood self would be pretty proud of. But anyways guys, those are just a couple of tips that I have found helpful for my own life when I've been feeling, stuck or lost and a little bit anxious about the future, and I've wanted to get ahead, but I haven't really known what to do. I truly believe that taking small, consistent actions and stacking small wins is really how you get the ball rolling. So I hope this video has been helpful. Again, if you're feeling kind of lost, you're scratching your head and you don't know what to do, I hope these tips can help you out. Honestly, doing a lot of this stuff, it's not always easy. You might fall off of the bandwagon. You might have weeks or months where, again, you kind of feel a bit lost and confused. But guys, trust me, consistent small wins, stack them over time, you will get to where you want to go. Anyways guys, that does it for this one. I'm super excited to build this channel. It's a new kind of content that I'm going to be making here. It's different than my main channel, Tom Blake Finance, but I'm super excited. So if you want to subscribe or leave a comment letting me know what you think, I always do appreciate it. But yeah, that does it for this one. I hope you guys have a fantastic day and week, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.